How we doing, guys? We're gonna give this a minute. We're gonna get some people on here. We're gonna need everybody to share this out. So if you guys can share this stream, we would really appreciate it. We're gonna be going through a lot of stuff tonight. Probably taking up as much of the 4-hour stream as humanly possible. So if you guys are just tuning in, please share this stream. What's going on, Judith? Alright, guys, so you guys are going to get a little behind the scenes in how Never Stop investigates stuff. So we're doing this live with you guys because we need your help. This is going to take all of our community to help with this. What's up, Chris? Just make sure my phone is plugged in. Alright, what is going on, everyone? Let me just make sure my little screen here is clear so you guys can see. I want to make sure you guys see everything. Lighting probably sucks. Sorry about that. Living like a dungeon. Okay, so here's the thing. So we've been releasing a lot of stories so far, trying to get to the bottom of things, trying to get to the truth. Now, we released a story about kind of the behind the scenes on what we didn't know the night of the Kyle Rittenhouse shooting. Okay? So we released the audio of the KPD scanner from that night. We've obviously seen a lot of footage. Some people heard things on the scanner, but not in detail, and we broke it down. Now, there's been tons of videos that have been released from the night, and there's a video going around of a gentleman that fired the first shot. Now, we put his picture out along with what kind of seems like underground Kenosha, but for some reason, this has not hit mainstream Kenosha. I want to make sure you guys know about this. So, we're going to show you the same thing that we're seeing, okay? So I'm going to take my time with this, and we're going to use as much of this stream as possible, okay? I want you guys to share this out, because I'm not entirely sure why not a lot of people have seen this, okay? So I'm going to kind of go back and forth switching views, because I do need to kind of protect some identity of some people. So yeah, pay attention. Share this stuff out. All right. So this man we have figured out along with some other people, that his real name, is Joshua Ziminski. His alias that he goes by is Alex Blaine. Okay. Also Alexander William Blaine. All right. I'm going to turn this around. Bear with me as I kind of jump back and forth between views. Got a lot of private stuff that's up on the computer at the same time. Okay, so we put out images. You guys are kind of getting a first-hand look in how Never Stop investigates stuff. We are going to do this live with you guys, because I'm really confused on why this hasn't been shared out. I'm going to show you guys some pictures from the night of the shooting. We released a bunch of pictures and asked for help identifying some people. So we're trying to put the pieces together. Okay. So this gentleman here is Joshua Ziminski, aka Alex Blaine. Okay. Now, we also put this picture up of this girl here. Nobody seems to know for certain who this girl is, other than the fact that she is with Mr. Ziminski. There's also this girl here. Okay. If you guys know who this is, please send us a message privately. There's been some conflicting reports on who it may be. Now, the night in the gas station, this is also Mr. Ziminski holding a gun right here. Here's a front view of the woman in question. It's a better shot of this. I need you guys to quit messaging me, please. It's a better shot of this. Him brandishing this gun right here. It's a better shot of their faces. Okay, so we know for sure who the gentleman is. Another image of Mr. Ziminski brandishing the gun. Another shot of him in the gas station. Okay. Bear with me. I'll show you guys a video. And we're going to share this video on our page. Now the Kenosha scanner, as well as anybody that was down there that night, anybody that's watched video from that night, you hear a handgun go off. Before Rittenhouse shoots Joseph Rosenbaum. It's really hard to see. Okay. Well, we're gonna share pics and videos and stuff too. Just bear with me, guys. I gotta scroll through a lot of stuff. Trying to show this to you guys in the order that we were digging stuff up. Now this gentleman, according to CCAP, was in court the day after the Rittenhouse shooting for a different case. And again, these things have been made public, but there is not a lot of attention being drawn to them. So I want you guys to really draw attention to this. So this is what me and my research team do when we're trying to make sure you guys are being told the truth about stuff. We've been at this for the last 12 hours just on this most recent stuff that we're going to show you guys. I've been dealing with this for the last 30 days. Because I kept saying that there were more people shooting. I also kept saying that more people got hit by bullets that night. Which was also confirmed on the KPD scanner. I really hate Facebook, by the way. I hate it. It's like when you scroll down all the way to the bottom and you gotta wait until more stuff comes available. And don't worry guys, we've only shown a couple of pictures. We have a lot of stuff to show. We're gonna take our time with this live stream. Because I keep hearing about this with basically like what I'm gonna call underground Kenosha. Because underground Kenosha is trying to figure out what the hell happened. All right, here we go. Okay, can you guys see that? So this is the guy in question. All right. Here he is again. Better view. Okay. And then there's this video, and we're gonna play the video. It's gonna be extremely hard to see watching through the phone. Okay, but we're gonna share this on our page. All right. Yeah, that's Antifa, man. Okay, so right here is Joshua Ziminski, and right here is the girl in question. Okay, this is the parking lot where Joseph Rosenbaum was shot. Now, again, this is going to be difficult to see through my phone and into my computer, but this gentleman fires a gunshot. As Rosenbaum is chasing Rittenhouse, this gentleman's going to fire first.
Oh, we got a gun, baby.
Okay, let me just turn the volume up so you guys can hear.
Oh, we got a gun, baby.
So there's the first gunshot. That's a handgun.
They shooting.
That's Rittenhouse shooting. Okay.
We got a gun, baby. Ooh.
Let's just.
Ooh. They shooting. Ooh. They shooting. Got a gun, baby. Got a gun, baby.
Alright, so right here, his hand goes up and fires. You gotta like really watch this. I think we watched this clip probably 100 times.
Ooh, we got a gun, baby. Ooh, we got a gun, baby. Got a gun, baby.
Okay, so we'll release that so you guys can actually see this and watch this. Okay, this gentleman is the reason that all of the carnage happened on August 25th.
Gun, baby. Ooh, they shooting. Ooh, he shot him. Get back. Shot him, man.
Okay. Now, for a while, nobody knew who this guy was. And I'm not the only person that figured this out. A lot of people that figured it out. This is that same clip. Trying to figure out how to get this to be bigger. We're gonna share these clips on the main page. Okay, we need to figure out again who this girl is. Now, we also found out that these guys have a porn site. Now this link, and we'll link this. I don't know what this is. This is some weird back end weird thing. I've never seen stuff like this. But this dude is all over this. Okay? And we get down to all the parties involved that were shot. So here they are again. Now I gotta be careful because there is some nudity in this, so I do need to be very cautious. Okay, so here's them again. Yeah, Matt, I'm not the only one that's poking around. That's why I'm really surprised that way more of the general public has not seen this. Now, the reason I'm showing you guys this, and the reason I'm kind of giving you an inside look behind the scenes of how we investigate stuff here at Never Stop, is because these people's direct action is what caused murder in the streets of Kenosha. Oh, okay, there's a... Okay, so Joseph Rosenbaum, and we'll put videos up. Like I said, guys, we're gonna put a bunch of videos, bunch of pictures up. Okay, now during this image, okay, there's a video, and Rosenbaum is screaming something about shoot me, shoot me. I'm not going to repeat what he said. And then these two point at each other, right? Mr. Ziminski and the unnamed girlfriend. So right in the actual video where he says, shoot me, these two point to each other and signal each other. There's all this like weird stuff. This is like an entire site highlighting and exposing these two individuals. So there is some more graphic nudity. Hopefully I did my best there to block that out. Don't be watching this with your kids. Here they are again. Chris, I need you to screen capture this, would you? Screen capture this and send it to me. We're going to compare this with that other picture that we have of the other person. That's what she looks like. We need to figure out who that is. See, and like this is a perfect example that you have a lot of people that are sharing this stuff around. But again, this is more so with underground Kenosha and kind of the skater kids. So this is the alias, William Blaine Alexander. And everything's different. Date of birth is different than Joshua Ziminski. We've matched up pictures. So I don't know what this site is. This site's kind of weird. This is like a whole bunch of stuff. See, and here he is from that video we just showed you. Obviously it's a little blurry, but that's his hand up in the air. And in the actual video you do see the flash coming out of the muzzle of that handgun. So here's the girl. Same posture, same body build, same everything. This is them. And then here they are running away after Rittenhouse opens fire. Said that weird. Here they are running away. Well, she runs. He's just walking, super chill. And here they are with another group. Now there's been a group of people that I've been very, very focused on in those days of filming that I did make sure to film, and I'll release those images at a later date because they don't belong. They're out of place. It's not protesters, it's not BLM, it's not militia. They're out of place. They didn't belong here. So we'll link this. Mm, 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 mm. But this site, there's a lot on here. Okay, and then I'm gonna go to another Facebook page. I want you guys to join this page. If you guys don't want your names popping up on my computer, stop messaging me. Chris, message me the name of that Facebook page that we were just on, that we just joined. Was it called Reno? Reno Pack. This Facebook page right here. So this is called Reno Pack. You guys should join this page and look at all the stuff that's on here, because there's a lot of information. There's only 122 people on this group. I'm wondering, with all of the info that is packed on here, again, why more people have not seen this, and why Mr. Ziminski, who is the direct cause of death in Kenosha, is walking around. There's a lot of interesting things.
This business, and part of my getting injured, and our job is to protect this business, and part of my job is to also help people. If there's somebody hurt, I'm running into harm's way. That's why I have my rifle, because I can protect myself, obviously. But I was letting my man.
Alright, so I don't care about that, because I've already seen that. So have most of you. We'll draw attention to this YouTube channel is called News to Share. So let's give credit to them. So it's a 12-minute video. Andrew and CJ. But in this video, and like each of these little posts kind of describe, you know, what it's all about. But Rosenbaum and Alex Blaine / Josh Ziminski are talking about Jack and guns. Chris, am I on the... Can't I see anything now? Here's another view that we haven't, might be a little blurry. So this is the dude that kicked Rittenhouse in the face. A lot of people haven't seen that view of the video. And this is that same group again. There's so much evidence on this page. And there's a bunch of evidence that we've dug up too. This is actually my feed. That's funny. John Watson shared my feed. Thank you. A lot of this footage was captured by Andrew Mercado. Just a side note, if anybody knows who these two people are, I'd like to know that. Seeing like everybody says it. More evidence of Ziminski Blaine. Talking about jacking guns. People know who he is. But you guys should jump on here. But in all these different videos, and I'm not going to play all of them for you because I want you guys to look at this. But in all these different videos, there's different angles, different things being said. This, I'm going to point out, this is extremely important. We've all seen this video of Rittenhouse walking up to these law enforcement vehicles and they shoo him away. There's obviously the gas station's over here, right? Gas station's all right over here. There's people still standing there when this happens. If you're standing here, I want to talk to you. If you're on the other side of these police vehicles, I want to talk to you. Because I want to know where he went.
Hey, your job isn't to be in the streets. You gotta stand here. I see you guys.
But if this guy is the one that shot first, which led to Rittenhouse shooting, and Rittenhouse is sitting in jail, along with all of the other people that were firing that night. See, here's this video. How come these two... Now, not long after this scene is when Rittenhouse runs down Sheridan Road. And then these two follow right behind him. And then this is important too. So for those of you guys that are wondering what Joseph Rosenbaum had in his bag that he threw at Rittenhouse, it's right here. This is what he has. Same thing I drink. He has a core water. That's what's in the bag. That's what's thrown at Rittenhouse in the parking lot. So that'll help dispel a lot of misinformation as well. A lot of people said it was a loaf of bread. A lot of people said it was just a bag. A lot of people said it was a Molotov cocktail. It was not. It was a core water. The person that made this page, along with a lot of other people, are interested in the same thing I'm interested in. And we want to know why this guy's still walking around. This guy's the direct cause of death in Kenosha. Now, obviously, Rittenhouse may have fired that gun that killed and injured people. But these two started it. So I want to know who the girl is. So I want you guys to share all this out. I'm giving you guys the same thing that we look at when we're trying to uncover a story, trying to get to the bottom of things. This one's a little bit bigger than me though, so I need your guys' help. See, and they're all up and down the street that night. This dude's obviously brandishing a weapon. And yet he does not get arrested. Angela. So Angela asks, she says, now you said that Kyle never left Kenosha and that the police grabbed him a couple blocks away from the scene. How did he get to Illinois? Exactly. Now, according to the KPD scanner from that night, you guys gotta go and watch that video that I released. We linked the KPD scanner in the comment section. We pinned it. And then I broke it down step by step so that everybody could kind of listen to the scanner and follow along. The audio for that police scanner is 6 hours and 44 minutes long. But you guys are going to jump to 4 hours and 40 minutes into that video. At 4:46 in that video is when KPD announces that there's gunshot victims. Okay. And then at 4:49, so 3 minutes later, is the first time that KPD talks about Rittenhouse. Okay, they don't know his name. But throughout that entire scanner, starting at 4:40, they refer to Rittenhouse always as a male white, green shirt, long gun. And then, very crucial part of that, at 5:30, started at 5:29, 5 hours 29 into it. KPD unit mentions over the radio that he sees a group of people wearing masks, but singles out one of them, who's Rittenhouse. At 5:31, same officer comes back on and asks for an MRAT to follow. Gives Rittenhouse's description again. At 5:32, dispatch/command comes on, asking if there's one in custody. They must have said something on another channel. At this time, same officer says affirmative, got the gun. They're at 51st and 10th. Comes back on at 5:32, asking for a transport out of there. They're trying to do an evacuation. Okay. At 6:04 in that video, so I'm just answering your question. That's why we're off topic here of Joshua. At where are we at? 6:09. They're transporting one to the bureau. Same officer. They grabbed him. They grabbed him that night. Now, if anybody lives on 10th Street between the courthouse and 63rd, and you're willing to come talk to me, please do so. 10th Street between the courthouse and 63rd Street. If anybody was in the gas station that Rittenhouse walks past, come talk to me. But you guys need to share this out. There's also more victims that night too. This is the stuff we're trying to get to the bottom of. These are the questions that we have. So any help with any of this stuff, this is why we're doing this public for you right now. This is way too many questions. Okay? If you guys are nervous or afraid of coming forward, we can do this off the record. Okay? I have a journalist obligation to keep your identities confidential. And by that, I mean even with a court order, I still don't give that information up, which holds me in contempt and I go to jail. That's how dedicated I am to your privacy if you're not willing to come forward. Makes my job harder though, because then I gotta go find a bunch of other people that know the same exact information that's not connected to you. So we know who this person is, okay? We know his alias. We know he was there. We know he fired a gun right behind Rittenhouse. He's the cause. We need to find out exactly who this girl is. This entire page, though, is filled with all types of information. Chris, did I leave anything out? There's obviously other stuff that we have that I can't publicly share right now, but... So, if you guys know anything, please come forward. Poor guy. Look at this picture. Let's blow that up for you guys. Can you see that? So there's the gun. This dude's got this gun out pretty much the entire time. And we're all kind of standing around him. I'm surprised none of us got shot. Justin, do me a favor. Can you share that with me privately, please? Now, some people do think they know who this girl is, and it may be the wrong person. We're not sure. We're still looking at that, too. If it is the wrong person, that person's getting harassed for no reason. And we want to make sure that we... So there is kind of the second nature to this as well. That potentially there could be somebody who is wrongly being identified. And we want to make sure that that person is not, so the general public stops harassing them. Okay? Yeah, do we know who Bandana Man is? See, now here, CBC News puts this picture out. Here they are again. So, I'm going to sound like a smartass here, but you have the general public doing KPD's job, ATF's job, and the FBI's job. The general public has found information for people directly causing injury or death. And now, just so you guys are aware, I'm going to pull this up. Normally I would never do this to somebody, but I'm going to, because I want you guys to see that this individual is walking around. There's all kind of other things that we found too. Like this is another site. I don't know what this is. This is another site that talks about Alex Blaine's Facebook page filled with a bunch of females. So this says, my guess is either Alex Blaine is a page created by Ziminski to troll for sluts, or someone stole a picture of Ziminski to look cool on his page, trolling for sluts. There's a lot of that. It's an older picture of him. This is on ar15.com. Alright, so we're going to get to this. I want to show you guys. Everyone else that fired a gun that night got locked up. Everybody else. This is August 26th, 2020. There's a Zoom court date. And they set a cash bond. It's the day after. It's the day after people died. And he's attending court via Zoom in Racine. And there's no other arrest afterwards. So he's still walking around. Now, I normally don't pull up people's court records and backgrounds because I don't really give a shit. I don't care what somebody did in their past. That doesn't mean that's who they were today. But this dude shot a gun that led to 2 people dying and a 3rd getting injured. We heard about a 4th victim already on the KPD scanner. And this dude's in court the next day. So I'm going to show you guys again, this girl right here. I want to know who she is. So does the rest of Kenosha. So you guys share this stream out to as many people and as many pages and groups as you humanly possibly can. Another picture of him. This whole group page thing is just filled. I don't know how much more evidence the general public could give to law enforcement. This isn't even me breaking a story, guys. This is the general public of Kenosha. These are your skater kids that you think are up to bullshit. So they may have been out there protesting but they weren't on bullshit. So when you guys see these skater kids, remember, they're the ones creating this stuff. They're the ones sharing all of this information. So you guys should go on this page. I'll show you. That's what it's called. And there's tons of this. There's tons of this everywhere. I'll turn the camera around here. Alright, so if you guys want to ask some questions, I'll take some time, because I'll be honest, I was not looking at any of the comments. No, you're right, Jake, holding a gun is not illegal, but that individual fired a gun that led to 2 people dead and 1 seriously permanently injured, and a 4th victim that we don't even know details about. The owner of this Facebook page is in the chat right now. He says, working on the face shot. It's good. So I wanted to make sure that you guys were on here. We obviously want to give credit to them for building this page and for all these people that have been posting. I told you guys before, when something leads to serious injury or death, that's a problem. Here we go. All you guys, that's Reno Pack right there. So they're trying to solve this as well. I've been on this same thing for the last month, and we've come across some of these images and some of these videos, but these guys here have done a great job trying to put this stuff together and identifying people. So I mean, again, you have the general public of Kenosha. So I want all of you guys to understand, okay? And this is where I'm going to give people my opinions of things, okay? When I keep telling you guys there's a difference between protesters and rioters, right? A protester and an agitator. There's a massive difference. There's a massive difference. Your protesters, you just saw them all over this page. Those are your protesters. If you watch the videos that are on this page, you'll hear your protesters pissed off that Kenosha is being burned down. You'll hear them in the videos. Chris and I can't even tell you, we've been literally watching video footage 12 hours, almost 13 now. So they may have been out protesting, engaging in their constitutional right during a fake-ass curfew that didn't exist. And you see in these videos, too, that these same protesters and these same skater kids are actually walking around with fire extinguishers because they watched their city get burned down the night before. You'll see in Corey's live stream, one of his that, and we shared it on the Never Stop page. There's a fire that's set in a parking lot, and Corey, along with a whole bunch of other people, protesters, ran to go put the fire out and had KPD aim weapons at them for trying to help put fires out. So for those of you that are looking for clarification, Kara, do me a favor. Can you post this page in the chat here? If you need to get rid of my shit, get rid of mine. I don't give a shit about my Venmo. Their page is way more important. See, and I've told you guys too, I don't care what the truth is and what side it lands on. I don't really care. I'm not interested in that. All I care is that the truth is actually being told. And there's too much non-truth, there's too much misinformation, there's too many things that are being hidden. But if you can post this Facebook page and pin it, and Reno Pack, if you wanna post the link too. But I want you guys to share this to as many people as possible. Share this everywhere you possibly can. This isn't me breaking the story. This is you guys. This is you guys. You already broke this story. How long ago? Weeks ago. And nobody's listening to you. Yeah, that one. Nobody's listening to you. So if my platform and my voice elevates your voice, we're going to make sure that happens. So I need everybody, 103 people that are sitting here, every single one of you share this to every single, your personal Facebook, every single group, every single page that you're in. Share this. I want this video to get 20 million views. Kara, make sure all of the major news networks see this too. Share that to everybody. Not everybody that's out there protesting is a piece of shit. I've spent a lot of time with these skater kids while I've been working on this stuff. I've spent a lot of time with them, and you should hear their frustration. Because they're trying to get this stuff out too, and nobody's listening. Yeah, everywhere. Share it to TMZ. Hit Freight Broker with everybody. All those restreamers, get it out there. If you guys are just tuning in, we have been going over some evidence from the night of the Kyle Rittenhouse shooting. The gentleman that fired the gun first, which led to Kyle Rittenhouse killing 2 people and injuring a third. There's somebody on here. There's somebody on here. And you know who I'm talking about. I'm gonna message you privately. I'm gonna send this picture to you. And I want you to tell me if you recognize this tattoo. So back to that. So members of Kenosha, protesters, and what I like to refer to as underground Kenosha, have been compiling I can't even tell you how much. Hours, hundreds of hours of footage and evidence. Still shots and slow motions. And we want to make sure that this is being shared. So I'm going to put this on. I'm going to blow this picture up so you guys can see. I want you guys to see this. If you're just tuning in. Those two right there. Directly responsible. The male's real name is Joshua Ziminski. His alias is Alex Blaine. The girl is unconfirmed. Kenosha residents have been compiling a list of evidence. This is the Facebook page that you can see all of this on. Okay. They are also looking for a gentleman that is referred to as the Red Bandana Man. So everyone's got nicknames because none of us know what to call them because we're trying to identify people. So if you guys just tuned in, you're going to have to go back and watch this when the stream ends. But we've gone through a bunch of evidence, various photos, various videos of those two individuals. This gentleman fires a gun in the air behind Rittenhouse while Joseph Rosenbaum throws a water at him. Would it have been the same outcome, or would it have been different? Yes, they do. They have a Pornhub account. That is also true. We didn't want to show you guys that because we're on Facebook. But yes, that is true as well. So, I'm not going to take credit for this. Chris and I have worked for 13 hours today and then last month digging for this stuff, while these guys have diligently been working on this stuff every single day. So when I take a break on this particular story to go work on releasing KPD scanner audio and outing members of the National Guard setting fires, these guys are not quitting. So if we can help them elevate their voice to bring justice to their friends that were killed, and we're going to do that. It's a video of Rittenhouse getting into a fight down by the North Pier. This is actually part 2. There's a first video. This is part 2 where Rittenhouse gets the shit kicked out of him. Part 1 of this video, which I haven't seen on this page. There he is. But there's another version of this video, part 1, where you can clearly see he's beating up a girl. Now it's his sister that's getting originally hit. And this was a day or two before he came back to Kenosha and killed people. So if Mackenzie or Wendy are listening, if you'd like to come talk to me, I'd love to chat with you. What do you mean, Shannon? Why aren't people on Facebook deleting those videos? What do you mean? Let's chat. Let me take this little more mobile. Let me kind of get back to answering some questions for you guys. Was that dude? Which dude are you talking about? The person that asked was that dude. Whoa. So Nicole, I'm trying to make sure the truth is being told regardless. I mean, either way, he shot people, right? Either way, he's responsible for 2 people being killed and 1 being injured. Regardless. Regardless of how it ends up. Are they the ones walking in front of the car source? Yeah, there is video of them walking in front of it, Chris. There are so many comments coming through, guys. I'm trying to get through here. Yeah, and just like how Justin said, guys, I'm a journalist. I'm an investigative journalist. Okay? I have no agenda other than making sure the truth is out there, regardless of whatever side that lands on. Renal pack, yeah, for the most part. But I definitely, like I said in my message, I definitely want to talk to you. Donovan, it's all going to be in this stream once I end this stream, but basically it's the gentleman who I just showed the picture of, fires a gun behind Rittenhouse. Yeah, let me see. Yeah, I got the photo. So you guys there are so many comments, guys. I'm really trying to keep up and answer. I've missed hundreds already. I know. I got Chris yells at me for smoking. The other Chris yells at me for my language. Right, exactly. So, I mean, that's the other thing too, is we've kind of dispelled some myth that Rosenbaum threw a Molotov cocktail at him, that he threw a loaf of bread at him, that he threw an empty plastic bag. It was a core water that was in the bag. It's the same water I drink when I'm out filming marches and rallies. But my team and I have been working on this story for a month now, digging up evidence. And meanwhile, this group has been working on this every single day. So we wanted to make sure that we highlighted their efforts. We want to make sure that their voices are being heard as well. It's the other thing with Never Stop Media. We want to elevate people's voices. Everybody's got a right to be heard, again, regardless of what side you're on. There's a lot of information in those videos on that page. For those of you guys that have not watched the KPD video that I put out of their scanner, we released audio of the scanner that night, and then I broke it down minute by minute, so you guys kind of hear what's happening in the background. But I also wanted to make sure, like I've said a couple of times in this stream, when members of the general public are ragging on these skater kids for destruction of Kenosha, keep in mind it's the skater kids that have brought forth all this evidence. So if you guys have questions, start asking some questions. Otherwise, I'm going to end the stream because I want you guys to go watch this stuff and keep sharing this video out. The page owner is on here. Thanks, Dale. I'm glad I'm a butt pirate. Somebody's a butt pirate. It's cool. Way to act like a 3-year-old. Yep, that comment's accurate. Corey was definitely doing that. Where are the guy and girl from? Well, the girl we've not positively identified. The gentleman is from Wisconsin. Awesome, Charmaine. Yeah, you guys have some super streamers in Seattle. What's your opinion, self-defense? I can't legally answer that. Matthew says it best there. Just because you skate doesn't make you Antifa. This is true. See, and that's the thing, guys. Like, just how Reno Pack said, they keep finding more and more videos every day, right? So share that stuff with them. Share that stuff with me. We want to keep making sure the truth is actually being told. We want to keep making sure the general public knows exactly what's happening. We want to make sure law enforcement is held accountable for what they are doing. This is a clear example of you have tons of evidence, and this gentleman is still walking the streets. We need to know who the red bandana man is. That's what he's being called right now because nobody knows his identity. If you guys were in that gas station that night, would like to talk to me, you can talk to me either on the record or off the record. If you guys were on the other side of law enforcement, I definitely want you to come talk to me. If you are on 10th Avenue between the courthouse and 63rd Street, I want you to come talk to me. I have questions. Second shooter in a corner. Who said that? Scott says, so I've heard of a second shooter in the corner. Do you have video? There are multiple shooters that night. That's confirmed on the Kenosha police scanner. There's also more victims that the general public has not heard about either. Let's do this. The lighting over here is better. Right here. Michael, possibly more than 3. Thanks, Scott. Definitely check us out. I don't get to everybody's comments. Sorry, there's so many coming at once. You know, in Reno, I know there's a lot of you that are digging for the same puzzle piece that I'm looking for. So I would definitely like to get together with you guys. Sherry, send us whatever you got. We'll take a look at it. We've seen hundreds of hours of footage, guys, but send us whatever pictures, video, whatever you have. A lot of the mainstream stuff that went out from me, Corey, Lakota, CJ, Andrew, Richard McGinnis, people like that, we've seen a lot of that stuff. We're more so looking for regular cell phone footage from that night and people that were out there. But you can send whatever footage that you guys have, send it over to the Never Stop page. Reno, if you end up getting stuff, please make sure to send it to me too. So Sherry says, I heard other shots fired when he was trying to get to the cops. Who was shooting at him? That is a great question. There's multiple people shooting. For those of you that think that people were just shooting in the air, that is not true. Yeah, on the Kenosha police scanner, you do hear about a fourth victim. And Chris and I found something today that we'll look a little further into before we say it live. Let's see that comment. So Justin says Kyle never, I'm assuming, shot at anyone who had their hands up. Not true, because Gage had his hands up and he was still shot. There's going to be a lot of questions that we haven't gotten to, guys, because there's so many that came in, so apologize. Let's see. I think it's possible. Fourth guy. Yeah, we're not too sure. So if you are the person or know the person or persons that were also shot that night, come and talk to me. I have a hard time getting that information because of HIPAA. Careful with that comment, Aaron. You might be the next person getting sued for slander and libel. No, Will, we are not here to help Kyle. We are not here to help anybody. We're here to make sure the truth of every single situation is being told, regardless of what side that truth lands on. It's not up to me to be a jury or a judge. We just report actual fact so that people know exactly what's happening. Kenosha was going to release news. No idea, Shannon. I don't know what news that would be. Yeah, Will, we just make sure that here at Never Stop we're elevating people's voices and that truth is being told. We've been working on this story for quite a while, and there's another group that's been working on it as well, and we wanted to make sure that they were recognized for the work that they've done. Confirmed from the Kenosha police scanner, confirmed 4. And we're only hearing about 3. Unconfirmed, I can't comment on because I don't have the actual fact. Rip, please share that with me. You can share it right to the Never Stop page. For those of you guys that are kind of asking about some of the police scanner stuff, I did release a video. I think it's called something like, Kara, can you post that link in here? Something like what we haven't heard about Rittenhouse. So we pinned the audio of the KPD scanner that night, and then I broke that scanner down minute by minute so that you guys knew exactly what you would be listening to. Thank you, Kara. I'm gonna grab my other phone so I can open stuff while I'm talking to you guys. Reno, keep posting your page link in here because there's people coming in and out. Yeah, Justin, I'll allow that. Normally we don't allow links on the page, but I'll allow that. And if you can, Justin, if you can share that with us directly as well. I'm sure this video is getting thousands of comments, so I don't want it to get lost. So I'll stay on here a little bit longer. Make sure you guys are being nice because my mods are super strict. Kara, the link's coming through. Just let them go through tonight. But, you know, just click on the link so too, Karen, make sure it's not bullshit. Does anyone notice? McGinnis had his camera. I'm trying to read Rip's comment. Had his camera the entire time recording. Yet there is none of his footage. Rip, the reason there's maybe very little or none is because that footage was handed over to KPD that night. That's also on the police scanner. The minute there was death, that McGinnis's footage went over to KPD. Before Kyle Rittenhouse got to law enforcement, to all those armored vehicles, KPD already knew who he was. They already knew he was the shooter. And you can see in my footage that night, as well as Andrew Mercado's, I know Lakota was standing there, CJ was standing there. After McGinnis showed all of us the footage and who the shooter was, because we knew before anybody else. As soon as he was done showing that to us, he walked it over to KPD. So that potentially could be why. And then later on in the KPD scanner, they're transferring a witness. That witness is McGinnis. So we were all still live streaming in that parking lot when McGinnis showed us his video. The only one I think was not there was Corey, because Corey was down the street a little bit. Corey's not as crazy as the rest of us. But yeah, if you guys have any footage that maybe has not been shared around, any pictures that have not been shared around, if anybody was out there, please come and talk to me. Anybody that was standing in the gas station after the shooting stopped, please come and talk to me. Anybody on 10th Street between the courthouse and 63rd, specifically on 10th Street, please come and talk to me. Kenosha PD was being investigated last week by the FBI. Shannon, can you send me something that has proof for that, please? Can I clarify about the mandated curfew those few days? Sure. So in regards to the curfew, just because a city puts out a curfew doesn't necessarily mean they followed the steps. So basically, for a general curfew, it has to go in front of the city council. They have to talk about it, then they have to vote on it. Stuff like that goes to other people to sign off on, then other people to sign off on. In the case of a natural disaster or man-made disaster, so it's going to be a legal argument of Kenosha being set on fire, would that legally qualify for a man-made disaster? If that's the case, then they have the right to implement an emergency curfew, okay? But even the emergency curfew still has to go through the proper steps and people signing off on those things. And it's believed that a couple steps were missed and they just implemented the curfew without following the proper steps. Now, you can't enforce a law if you broke the law to do it. So, because of that, there would be no legal standing for a curfew, and all almost 200 people that got arrested, including myself, were unlawfully arrested. I do have the documentation of the curfew. I've not had time to release that. I will release that for you guys so you guys can look at it. Just because there's documents and it says there's a curfew and there are some signatures, it still does not mean that the proper steps were taken. There was a federal lawsuit that was filed in regards to the curfew. Oh, sorry, I'm pressing buttons. Let me comment on this. Michael says, so according to some folks' logic, people who come out with protests with a gun or weapon plan on using them against others. I would say that that's inaccurate. There are some people that come out with guns because they have legitimate death threats. I come out with a vest borrowed from somebody, so I'm trying to raise money to get my own vest. But I come out with a vest that's borrowed from somebody because I have threat against my safety because of videos like this. Because I'm asking the wrong questions. So I'm borrowing somebody's vest and trying to raise money to buy my own. But yes, people do carry guns for other reasons besides trying to use them. Justin is correct. There were protesters out there with pistols as well as long guns. That is fact. Kara, you don't need to explain yourself. If you don't like the comment, just delete it. Yeah, and also keep in mind, guys, Wisconsin, if you're not from Wisconsin, Wisconsin's an open carry state. While saying that at the same time, yes, there are some people with some nefarious intentions. Sean, there is a legal statute about the curfew, but that pertains to minors. That has nothing to do with the emergency curfew that went into effect. The city and the county did not produce any documentation until several weeks after the curfew was lifted. The curfew was lifted conveniently after a federal lawsuit was filed. But the statute listed, that's the other thing too, is that if you declare even a state of emergency style curfew, it still has to be made public. They can't just say, hey, we have a curfew. It's got to be published. It's got to be on websites. Like, there's an entire process. I mean, even where community members are so grateful for gas stations being shut down and all of the arrests that happened for people filling up gas cans, those people got arrested They hadn't committed an actual crime. It's illegal. You can't arrest people for that. Um, okay, so those of you that are wondering what qualifies your comment getting deleted, I don't care if you guys are from opposing sides. I don't care if you're a white supremacist on this chat right now. I don't really care. I don't care if you're on the complete opposite side, if you're a Black Panther. I don't really care, but you got to keep the comments respectful. If you guys start getting crazy ignorant with each other, I don't want to hear it. I don't tolerate Kyle's a hero, Kyle's a patriot. I don't tolerate that. That gets deleted. If you guys get just ignorant with each other, it all gets deleted. I'm not even, my mods don't play around. But if you guys are from opposing sides and you want to have like a discourse, you're more than welcome to state your sides, state your opinions. Just be respectful about it. That's all we ask. Why didn't they arrest Gage? Probably because he didn't do anything wrong. There's a lot of false information going around about Gage as well. We've put stuff out on the page that has clarified some of that. There's a lot of stuff, guys, that we're trying to keep up with. There's a lot of misinformation. What does this say? They can enact curfew without notice, but generally give warning. Not facts, Sean. They still have to go through legal steps. They have to go through legal steps, and it has to be published where people can read it. That's the thing. For all you business owners in Kenosha, you guys should be filing a federal lawsuit as well. Every single resident in Kenosha should be challenging that curfew, not just protesters that got arrested and the 3 journalists that got arrested. If you guys are just tuning in, the juice of this video was earlier on. We're trying to answer questions, so you don't have to wait until we stop streaming. But we're talking about the individual that fired a gun prior to Rittenhouse firing a gun. Reno, I don't know if you're talking about me, but I'm in Kenosha. That's why I've spent so much time on this. Thank you, Matthew. So let's just, keep making sure we're sharing this stream. It's another reason I'm kind of stalling. I want you guys sharing the shit out of this. There's a lot of people that have put a lot of work into the information that we've put out there. I want to make sure Reno and his group gets credit for that stuff too. The muzzle flash of the shot before the Kyle shot. Rob, yes, there is video of a flash coming out of that gun. That is a public video. Language, it's probably Chris yelling at me. Did they arrest the guy? No, Joe, and that's why we released this video tonight. They did not arrest that individual. That individual is still walking around. That's why we've released this video showing and highlighting where people can find these evidences. It's kind of gave you guys an inside look as to how we investigate stuff. Normally, we don't film and publicize how we investigate something. Sandy, are you in Kenosha? What was CJ's reaction to attending the PB rally? You'll have to ask CJ. You guys can't ask me what other streamers think or thought or react to. It's not my place to talk about them. Those in the hospital have cameras. Sandy, all of the cameras in town have been taken. The ATF was here taking pictures of all of the cameras, and then the cameras are gone. People are asking for a recap. Those of you that are wondering what we're talking about here, that are just tuning in, we started the stream off with information regarding the individual that fired the very first shot prior to Kyle Rittenhouse shooting. We gave that individual's real name as well as his alias name. We showed a bunch of pictures and a bunch of video of that individual holding the gun leading up to the moment where he fired. And then we showed pictures of his girlfriend, who we are still trying to identify, and we are asking for the general public's help in properly identifying that young lady. So once we end this stream, you guys will be able to go back. We'll post some of those pictures and videos on our page, and then we've linked another page that we found. That page owner is in the chat right now, and we've linked his page so you guys can go there as well. Reno, be prepared to accept a lot of people into your page. If anybody has video that they've not really shared out, or it's been, shared out a little bit, please send it to us directly. Try not to post those links here. Behind the guy that got his arm shot. So many comments coming through fast, guys. We also did talk about the audio recording of the KPD scanner that we released. I did break that scanner down minute by minute. That video is on the Never Stop page. Yeah, so like, here's an example, guys. So John Denton says Rittenhouse was a peacekeeper. He was attacked and shot at. He was justified in defending himself. He did not shoot any other than those attacking him. Okay, so I'm just going to highlight this comment. Here's why. John makes his point, states his opinion, and he does it respectfully. Okay? The Rittenhouse is a hero. Kyle is a hero. Kyle's a patriot. I don't like those. Those are getting deleted. But like John's comment, he respectfully states his stance on the situation. We'll allow that comment, for those of you guys that are wondering what types of comments we delete. As long as you guys are respectful, you guys can state your opinions and have a discourse between each other. That's what this is all about. Anyone posting links, please also share those links directly on, like, in our message box. I already know this video is going to have thousands of comments, and those links are going to end up getting lost in these comments, guys. So please make sure you message them to us as well. Any videos, whatever. If you guys are comfortable talking to me, we can do that on the record or off the record. If you're too afraid to come forward with things, we can definitely do things off the record. I obviously don't have a problem talking. I have no issue asking the scary questions. I don't know, Joe. That side hasn't come out and counter-protested anything. See, like William's comment, William's being a dick. We're just going to delete his comment. I have the video on my PC. Rob, can you share that with us? All you people are saying people with guns against. You're wrong. Myself and others in Kenosha. Zach, I'd love to talk to you privately. I mean, Zach is right. There were plenty of citizens in Kenosha that were standing outside their houses, etc., that did not have nefarious intentions. But Zach, I would love to talk to you privately if you're comfortable with that. I'm actually glad that you popped on my page. Thanks, Justin. Kara, do me a favor, and while you got Zach's name up here, can you send him a direct message on my behalf real quick, just so it's in there? I don't want to lose his name. I want to talk to him. Thank you, Zach. I appreciate it. I will tell you guys this too. If you guys have videos, all types of stuff that you guys have shared, you need to start saving those videos and downloading them. Facebook, YouTube, all that stuff. Social media is deleting videos by the second. So you need to start saving all your videos. Any videos that you guys have, please share them with us. If you have links, make sure they're messaged to us directly. If you guys were out there, if you guys, for those of you that are tuning in, if you were on 10th Street between the courthouse and 63rd, I would love to speak to you. If you were at the gas station after the shooting stopped and you were still standing in that gas station, I would love to talk to you. Yeah, some YouTube videos have been taken down, Justin. Just FYI. And there's obviously still a bunch of videos up, but there's been a bunch of stuff that's been taken down. Yeah, if it's, I mean, guys, if it's by, like, if your videos are by me, Corey, Lakota, CJ, Andrew Mercado, like, the main streamers that were out here, we've probably seen it. We're more interested in videos that we've not seen. Stuff that may not be so very mainstream. Wait, hang on. Somebody said I ignore them. Let's get in here. I was by it when it happened and can also put some light on the first shooting. Okay, Darren, do me a favor. Send me a direct message. I'd like to talk to you as well. Remember, guys, there's hundreds, if not thousands, of comments coming in. So if I miss your message and you want to directly speak to me, please make sure that you send me a message. For those of you that keep asking if I'm trying to help Kyle, no, I am not. I am just trying to make sure that the truth is out there, regardless of what side it lands on. Every single situation, every single story I report, I do not give a shit about a single side. When I act as a journalist for Never Stop Media, I could care less what side wins, as long as the truth is being told. Obviously, behind closed doors, I have my opinions. For those of you that are asking me my opinion on whether or not Rittenhouse's thing was in self-defense or not, I cannot legally answer that question at this time. There are certain things, guys, that you're going to ask me I can't legally talk about. President tested COVID. That'd be funny.